What's good, YouTube? Today we are back with another Market Watch. The theme for most of this is going to be Hand Trap City. A card that's technically a hand trap is Apprentice Illusion Magician. Let's address this elephant in the room. Let's address, it's been all over YouTube. It's been, oh gosh, the sky is falling. It's $160. This is a crazy buyout. Well, it's still a crazy buyout because it's a card that was not relevant to the meta, being around $70 being bought out. That's pretty insane. And the refreshed listings were basically in the 160 zone. And as you see, 2 days later, I haven't done a market watch in 3 days. It's already calmed down from the people who had it and just wanted to sell it. We see 85 plus 3 shipping, and over here on eBay we already see new listers selling it. But I actually wanted to bring up one point first. If you're not on the proxy grind of Apprentice Illusion Magician and you make proxies, you're missing out. Now, hopefully no one's buying these and trying to pass them off as real. If you are, you're scum. Hopefully it emphasizes that it's a proxy, but people do like to have the feel of having the cards be quote-unquote real. And for someone maybe playtesting at home who doesn't want to invest in the real ones, sure, 144 sold. But let's go to the real deal, the real thing. And I think there's another proxy seller, yeah. Oh no, these are Japanese copies, are even selling at above 20, 54 sold. So maybe if you have access to some of those cheap, you might want to look in. But $75 already, basically back to the price that it was at its market price of 78. Actually lower than the TCG player market price. This card will settle again. I believe it hit a low of 60 at one point for those who were waiting to get it. I really gotta say, I don't think it's worth it. I think Budget Yu-Gi-Oh! Said it best. A year from now, everybody will look at the money they spent, and they'll look at a special edition with a $2 promo of her. Just saying. Yu-Gi-Oh! Money's pretty accurate there. So, my advice, sell this now. It'll drop over time. It's not meta relevant. Yes, it's a waifu. Yes, it's a female card with the looks of a Dark Magician / Dark Magician girl. This Ultra version will barely maintain 20 after the reprint, in my opinion, if even. We look at the Slifer jump that used to be 120. It's like 16 to 20 now. So, this card, its fate is pretty much written in history. Don't buy into hype, guys. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. This has been crucial in the meta. We're visiting Hand Trap City here all the way down. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit seems to be still sitting at 9 for the super. And of course the ulti, being as expensive as it is, didn't impact. Now I have these arranged by best selling for a reason. The super and the secret are actually the best. It just shows that people really don't respect the gold rare. Even though it has a quote-unquote higher price than the super, the volume of even the secret, one of the mid-rarities now, I guess, since we have an ultimate, continues to be just a higher sales rate. So there is just this weird thing about gold rares that players, no matter what, don't want it, yet it's still maintaining above the super rare. Then we've got Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit ulti sitting at 75 light plate, 80 near mint. Let's check this out over here. The ultis are below $70 here before it hits 80. So we have an independent seller here. Let's make sure that is what it is, because they've sold 12. Let's go to this description and make sure you're bidding on OTS Tournament Pack 5 OP05 Ultimate Card. I would hope that these are Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbits, but that is a little sketch. And then the next one is 80. So it seems to be sitting at 80. Unless this is some kind of weird scam in which we would think that seller would be getting negative feedback and this listing would be gone soon. So realistically, let's call it 80. It was when we have a high rarity bump like that, it's just not going to affect the price of the super, and it's still up there. Next on our list, Droll Lockbird's back down for a bit. $11, near mint, snuck in here, and then we have the supers chilling back down to 14 from, I think they hit a high of 18. You see its market price is at 15. I would definitely think if these chill down to 10, that's probably when you want to pick up your playset. They might go all the way down to 8, but it's still an amazing card. Trick Stars are super hype. When the ban list comes out and everyone's scrambling, I think these are one of those cards that will spike again. These hand traps rotate in and out of relevancy. Ghost Ogre, Droll, Ash. Like, each hand trap becomes better depending on the meta and what's getting countered and what's getting played. So you're going to watch waves of these prices throughout time if you go back through past market watches. And Droll, being STBL and OP01 only, is going to still be very hard to get. And right now, its relevancy is spiking due to there being more and more ways to lock out your opponent's hand before they ever play a card. We've got Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring still sitting up at that $60 mark versus its market price of $55. I've been testing a lot, and I have to say there are times when I definitely want to see this. But if the ban list heavily hits True Draco, I think its viability goes down. It's honestly not the best card against Zoo because the extenders like Shuffle Reborn just kind of ignore it. You know, they have multiple ways to extend, so usually they can play through an Ash Blossom or they can play through an Ogre. But hand traps are still viable because you're putting up your own boards and then using this as excess stoppage. You're looking to draw these after your combos, and once you have a lot less draw power, such as True Draco and Zoo have, hand traps will be less relied upon in some senses because you're not gathering them for free after your combos. It'll be interesting to see what they slim down to. And Ash, I don't know. I don't know if it'll stick up there, but I do enjoy having access to it in a side deck rather than my main deck. But I feel like side deck cards for $60, it's just a bit high. So let me know if you guys main deck or side deck this. Like, how much do you swear by or don't swear by this card? Does it hurt when it's played on you? Does it not? I actually want to hear your guys' thoughts because I feel like this is a great alternative, Ghost Ogre. At $10, you're getting the play set, you know, and it's not even 10 apiece, but you're getting a play set if you buy it 10 apiece. For some reason, you're getting it half the price of one. So let me know what you guys realistically think. And I feel like if we do get a premium gold, say 4, since we had the premium gold up through 3 in a movie pack, if we get a real premium gold 4, I feel like Ash is a huge candidate for that. Skull Meister. I just wanted to note, the super rare is still coming out, boyos, and for some reason, the secret's up versus its market price. That will definitely chill out. Even if the ban list makes it Yang Zing Dinosaur heavy, and people are looking to hollow out their deck, it will probably bounce back to this price right here. Maybe 30 max, but it's just crazy to me that its price has gone up and stayed up since the announcement of the reprint. And we see 22 here, 22 here. Maybe it's just the theory that Yang Zing Dinosaurs will be the dominant deck after the ban list, but Worlds might have given them the reason and ability to hit it on a ban list. But all that speculation, just like this price, I feel like. Yes, it's low quantity. Yes, it's STBL. Yes, it's hard to get. It only comes in first ed. But I just personally feel like it's going to chill out after the reprint, and that's when you want to pick it up if you're really hollowing out your deck and really speculating that this is going to become mainstream meta after that ban list. Meteor Black Comet Dragon is up. I had called it probably being in the Duelist pack / Joey pack. It's Legendary Duelist, I think now, pack that was going to have Red Eye support. I was thinking, well, that's the perfect place to reprint it. I think it's not announced for it. I don't remember the spoiler fully. I probably should have looked at it, but I believe it's not in it, and it's just maintaining a really high price, maybe because of that $7 over here. And we see it at $7 over here on eBay as well. So it's not like it's just a buyout on TCG Player. Right now, this is the most winning non-Megaton card with Dinglong only up $3. Super Agent, I think, only up like $3. This has now become the most winning non-Megaton candidate card for now. That's kind of insane, you know, to think about, oh, this is what we're missing, huh? I wanted to scroll through Kozmos by best selling real quick. A huge note, Dark Destroyer is selling like crazy, and it's a one-of, so people are just really going for it, but you can still buy them at high quantities of $1, so don't freak out too bad, but it's something to highly consider getting just to have playability value. 10 cans are still sitting at 10. We've got Cosmojo sitting at 10, but notice the unlike most archetypes, the high price cards are within the top, you know, 10, 7 cards selling. They're up there. So people are realistically actually picking up the expensive pieces of the Kozmo deck. So you do want to take note that if a ban list hits, again, maybe this is one of those speculation decks, but it could do something. And we could even see pieces of it back, mayhaps. Maybe it's too soon, but maybe. Just maybe. They don't want to hurt it too bad again. But yeah, you might want to, if you've been eyeing the deck, you might want to start trading for it slowly. I think First Ed Dark Destroyer is relatively cheap too if you want to hollow out your one of. I think it's still like $8. Firewall Dragon, we see it at $40 here. It's actually bumped. I think I featured it 38-ish. It's bumped to 40, so it's stabilizing. I think people are realizing that unlike the OCG, where we saw the fastest reprint in all of history, it may take some time to get this. I still want to emphasize there's no way we don't get some reprints of it. There's no way down the line we don't get the alternate art. The question is how. Again, if it's a jump promo, then this price won't tank because jump promos are typically expensive. So it's really just a question. How are we getting the reprint? What will it be in, and how will this price hold? Well, definitely a reprint no matter what will hurt it a little, but people just want to play this card. They want to make 3 firewalls and do crazy things to their opponents. Even though it's not at the forefront of the meta, it's still really cool. And with people speculating that True Dracos are going to get the Axe, I think that Firewall decks will become very viable if we see Masterpiece at 1 to none. Being able to play the Kaijus to get rid of them, that's something completely different. That does clog up Stargrails a little, but you have so many extenders, combos, OTKs with Firewall Dragon, and this card's absolutely insane. We do see it over here still at the 38 we were talking about, so it's cheaper on eBay. Try to trade for it in person if you really want to get these. I'm sure you could try to find a set at 90 if you're trading somebody who really needs something and just doesn't want to keep these. But again, my personal opinion is hold off on them if you can. They're not meta relevant. The ban list probably won't make them meta relevant. The other decks, as we see in Japan, still do better, it seems. And the last note is Windwitch Ice Belt. She's pretty low right now, back to 14, almost back to her non-Megaton price of like 12. But we see her sitting at basically $14 here and $13.44, $13.45 on eBay, basically almost back. The ban list really could bring hype to this card, but the people really just seem tired of trying to make the engine work with only 1 extra monster zone. You have to place the Crystal Wing in it, basically. But we'll eventually get that wind, the wind enabling, what would you call it, the Bladefly version, you know, of Mrs. and Star Boy. How do I say it? The archetypal of helping wind Link monster that's going to be a Link too. And I think you could bring her out, bring the other pieces out, and then continue to try to help make the win before you make your Crystal Wing, but it's still going to be so hard because you restrict your future summons, and you already have 3 win pieces on board. She'll help make it really nice, but it's so rough because it just takes up your extra monster zone. Still, it's something that I would be picking up sooner than later as it continues to trend back to its regular price. I would definitely consider having my set before a ban list hypes and respikes this price. So, what did you guys think of today's Market Watch? Hand Trap City, should I have included other ones? I think I've said up and down the line. Ghost Reaper, that's a great card to pick up. Probably the best one to get out of the Megatons for long term. I don't think I could have emphasized too many more, but am I missing any? What did you guys think of the crazy sky fallingness of Apprentice Illusion Magician and the fact that it's already back below market price listings right here? What did you guys think of that? I wanted to avoid and let it chill out instead of just choo-choo getting on that hype train, but I don't blame everybody. It was a huge story. It's really rare to see a high-priced card get bought out like that. So I just wanted to see how fast it would chill and then make my market watch from there, and it chilled way faster. It got put on ice real fast. So, thanks for watching again. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Hopefully I don't get demonetized again. Yeah, laugh, you get demonetized. PewDiePie is right there.